This is a Fox News alert. We are just 90 minutes away from the final debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Soon, both candidates will face questions on topics ranging from the economy to the Supreme Court to fitness to be president. Of course, coming from Chris Wallace, host of Fox News Sunday. Heading into tonight, Donald Trump has been repeating warnings to his supporters that the election is already rigged against them.
The press has created a rigged system and poisoned the mind of so many of our voters. They have rigged it from the beginning by telling totally false stories, most recently about phony allegations, where I have been under constant attack.
Joining us now is Donald Trump's running mate, Indiana Governor Mike Pence, from the Spin Room here in Las Vegas, from the debate hall, really. Governor, thanks for being here. You know,
you bet. Good to be with you.
Listening to that
great night.
soundbite about a rigged election, and we've talked a lot about that. But at this point in the campaign, it is about addition, about trying to add independents, add others to the ticket. And you are seeing some states that the experts are moving into different places. For example, Arizona and Georgia, and places that Republicans shouldn't have trouble. Paint the picture for this race right now in this environment as you get ready for this final debate.
Well, I think, you know, what you just heard Donald Trump say was that the overwhelming bias in much of the national media, present company accepted, has really been pretty apparent to the American people. But nevertheless, Donald Trump has been winning hearts and minds across this country every day through thick and thin. I saw it today in Colorado. I was in North Carolina yesterday, Ohio the day before. This is really a movement of the American people who know that we can be stronger on the world stage, who know we can get this economy moving again, who know we can respect our highest constitutional traditions. And what I'm confident of tonight is with Chris Wallace at the helm, we're gonna have a real debate about the big issues that are affecting the American people. And I'm really looking forward to seeing my running mate back on that stage.
Governor Pence, do you agree with Trump's claims that the election is rigged? And I'm taking the media out of it. I understand the accusation about media bias, but do you believe that the electoral system is rigged?
Well, Megan, I don't think you can take the media out of his point. I think he's made a point that the overwhelming bias in the national media. I actually just saw a poll today that more than 55% of Americans think the media has been biased against Donald Trump. I think that's pretty obvious. But it's really a combination of a political class, a media class, that's really been trying to defend the status quo in this election. But make no mistake about it, I said down in Durango, Colorado today, voter fraud is real. We're dealing with that issue in the state of Indiana today in a thorough way. And there are places and pockets and polling places around the country where voter fraud has simply been a reality. And Donald Trump and I continue to call on Americans who are coming out to our rallies, who are supporting our team, to make sure that they're participating in a respectful way in ensuring the integrity of the vote. This is in the interest of Republicans, Democrats, independents, liberals, and conservatives. I mean, the integrity of the vote is the very bedrock of our democracy, and the reality of instances of voter fraud is just a historic fact. And it's going to take all of us as Americans to make sure that doesn't occur in this election.
Governor Pence, it's Britt Hume here outside. I just wanted to ask you if you feel that there is sufficient voter fraud based on what you have seen to change the outcome of a national election.
Well, I don't think that's the case, honestly. I honestly think that over the course of American history, though, it's in recent history, as I said, in the state of Indiana, we're dealing right now with the voter registration fraud over the last several months that we're dealing with in an orderly way. But I think that what Donald Trump's been talking about across the country is a combination of a clear bias in much of the mainstream national media, tilting negative coverage toward Donald Trump, ignoring this avalanche of hard evidence coming out about Hillary Clinton's years as Secretary of State, the work of the Clinton Foundation, pay-to-play politics, all largely being ignored. And I think the American people see through that. But being involved in the electoral process, ensuring that we don't have the kind of outcomes that we had 4 years ago, where Mitt Romney literally got 0 votes in the city of Philadelphia. 0 votes in the city of Philadelphia.
It was in a couple of neighborhoods.
It was a couple of precincts, wasn't it?
A couple of precincts.
Well, but we just got to recognize that there are processes in place where people can respectfully be a part of ensuring the integrity of the vote. And to all the people that are a part of this movement to make America great again, we're just encouraging people to also take the opportunity to participate and ensure the integrity of the vote. That really is in all of our interests.
Governor, I just want to ask you about the invited guests tonight. One of them is Barack Obama's half-brother, Malik Obama. Why
Sure.
invite him? There are some groups online saying that he has supported Hamas in the past.
Well, I think the team was just interested in having people that are supporting our ticket. I know that having a mother of one of the fallen in Benghazi in the audience today was very, very important to Donald Trump. I mean, it was Hillary Clinton's State Department that essentially it was their watch when we lost 4 Americans in Benghazi. And then when she was challenged on the reason she gave for that, she told the Senate, what difference at this point does it make? But look, we're glad to have Mr. Obama's support. We're glad to have him in attendance tonight. He's an American citizen. He's going to be voting for Donald Trump, and we're happy to have him with us.
Governor Pence, in the soundbite that we got into this segment with, Donald Trump was saying that all of the allegations against him by these women accusing him of sexual assault are phony, that these are phony allegations that the media shouldn't be covering. The truth is, I mean, you don't know whether they're phony or not, right? And the media doesn't know either. So why shouldn't we give the women their say and cover them appropriately?
Well, Megan, you know, to your point, these are unsubstantiated allegations, and Donald Trump has categorically denied all of them. But the way that these allegations have been covered are to suggest that in some way that they're more credible than they are. I mean, there are unsubstantiated allegations right now about Hillary Clinton that have emerged in the media, and they get virtually no coverage. There's people that have come out and given a different version of the facts in these instances, like the butler at Mar-a-Lago, like the cousin of one of the accusers. And that's gotten very little attention, Megan.
But the People magazine reporter in particular, because she came out, she was covering Trump for People. This is not a hit piece magazine. They like to do puff pieces on People, with all due respect to People. And she alleges that when a pregnant Melania was upstairs changing, that Trump threw her against the wall and shoved his tongue down her throat. Now she's had 6 people come out who were there contemporaneously receiving reports from her, all of whom say that reports were identical. I mean, how is that? How can you say her story is completely unsubstantiated?
Well, you also have the butler who didn't hear about it, but he actually walked in on the meeting, and he said nothing of the kind was happening.
That doesn't mean
when he walked in on the meeting, that they were just talking. The point is, Megan, these are unsubstantiated allegations, but they've been given an enormous amount of weight in the national media, despite the fact that Donald Trump has categorically denied all of them. And you know, our whole point is that certainly when these kind of things come forward, the media has every right to cover them. But what I don't understand is an avalanche of hard evidence, documented evidence, about Hillary Clinton's pay-to-play politics
and the wall-to-wall
while she was Secretary of State.
Governor, got to run. We're up against the hard break.
And that's gotten scant attention compared to this.
Thank you, sir.